Hello guys, and if you're joining me for the first time, welcome to XCOM 2. If you're not, welcome back to XCOM 2. Geez, it's been a very long time since one, I've recorded anything, and two, since I've played XCOM 2. I did a series on XCOM 2 about a good 4 years ago now. Wow, has it been that long? I think like early 2018, I did a series on it. It didn't end very well. I tried to have a look and see where it was. And yeah, it wasn't my best playthrough in the world. I think I played it on Ironman, and I also was playing it on veteran difficulty. And it got to the point where I think I made so many mistakes up to that point that it just snowballed, and I couldn't get any past where I was, and it was quite difficult. And I ended up getting so annoyed where I was. I think it was just kind of like I wanted to rage quit, because I had a thing at the time where I had to finish a game before I could really do any other games. And I don't like leaving things half finished, if that makes sense. But yeah, so hopefully you're going to be joining me for some more XCOM 2. I was trying to think about how I would want to do a series again on XCOM, because it's a game that I played obviously many years ago. Kind of took a long break from it, and I've recently just gone back into it again. The idea, I think, a plan that I want to do with it is that I want to play the original XCOM, and then if that kind of goes out well, fingers crossed, and things go off and people enjoy the series, then I'm thinking about then obviously doing the War of the Chosen. And then also there is the mods that come associated to it. There's a big one I think called the Long War, I think it is. It was a mod I think I remember from XCOM 1 as well, but I think they kind of the same people that modded the original mod for XCOM 1 actually kind of did the same for XCOM 2. So yeah, so I'm going to want to try and do this. Again, I don't know how well this is going to play out, so bear with me. If you are joining me for the first time, thank you very much for watching. If you would like to be, especially when it comes to XCOM, it's one of my most fantastic games I love in the world, especially when it's a turn-based strategy. And it's the idea that you can bring people into the game as well. So in this case, there is a character pool that you can pull from, and you can actually import people and edit characters and stuff. So if people want to be included in the game and want to be a character on my little squad that hopefully I will not get brutally killed by aliens, then please, by all means, if you subscribe to my channel, if you leave comments, just something to say, hey, I want to be in your squad, or I want to be put into the game, just to let me know. That is always greatly appreciated. But without further ado, with me rambling on enough, I'm going to get back into the game. Yeah, first time. Well, it's been a while. I've got some other games that I'm playing at the moment, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and go on Commander difficulty. I'm not going to go Legendary, because I don't know what the difficulties completely change, and I don't want to be over-ramping it too much compared to what happened last time. Last time I did play Veterinary, so I'm hoping that I can play Commander. I don't know if it increases the number of troops that you get to have to deal with, the number of units, but I'm going to try and do that, because I've not got the achievement for Commander yet. I'm not going to have the tutorial on, because I want to try and skip that if possible. I'm also going to try and reduce the voiceovers that you get to begin with as well. And keep in mind that I don't know what the peak strats are for XCOM 2, or what things are best to research or all like that. So again, if you've got stuff like that, please tell me. Please let me know in the comments. The way I'm going to be recording this game as well is that for this first session, I'm going to be recording for roughly about an hour. And then after that, I think what I'll be doing is calling it there, breaking that into 2 episodes, releasing episode 1 and 2, seeing how it goes, get people's feedback and opinions on it, see if people enjoy it, and then what I'll do is then I'll be doing probably about 2-hour stints of recording, and work from there on that one, because I've got to do a lot of editing. I'm not going to try and cut the episodes down too much in terms of skips and things, but we'll see how that goes. But hopefully the idea is doing half-an-hour episodes each time and then see where we get up to, because at least at that point I can get a lot of done, and then I can spread them out. I'm not sure how I'm going to release them yet or that type of stuff, but we'll get into that, I think, in another video, what I'm going to do before I release this one, just to explain more or less what I'm going to do. But anyway, so let's get in this. So we've got Commander, we've got turn tutorial off, going to reduce VO, we're going to have show subtitles because I like to read things. So we're going to do next. Iron Man, it's always an interesting one that I'm always unsure what to do. Iron Man just means that you can't go back, so if you make a stupid decision, you're screwed. I do like the idea of the death system, where if you lose someone, you just have to replace them. The problem is when you lose someone who's really, really good, but I'm going to try and risk it and play Iron Man, and we'll go from there.
Menace 1-5, we have a fix on the target. Move to place the X4 charges at the designated position.
Okay, so we're in. First time you ever load into the game, there's always this kind of like they throw you into a mission straight away before you get to actually the main game. So we've got our 4 guys here. We've got Brad Elliott, we have Minna Voss, we also have Jens Olsen, and we have Charlie Burton. Now these are the characters you can change later on. So this is what I'm saying. If you want to be put into the game and have your name put in, then please by all means let me know. So the idea is we've got to neutralize the enemy targets and plant the X4 charge on the monument, and we're basically just being a resistance by this point. I'm just trying to think of the best ways to go. So, don't want to put myself in expose, but I'm going to run up to here now with Brad. Try and see if I can spot anyone. So there is some guys there. Advent forces. They are the basic grunts that we need to take out. So, in this game, enemies act like pods, as they call them. So, if you trigger a pod, they'll react, and you basically get an idea to deal with the pod, hopefully beforehand, and then you've got to deal with them. Because it's like activating a pod, and try and not have too many people about. I'm just trying to think of the best case here, because high ground is quite useful. So, what I'm doing to do, spread Minna and Brad off this way to the left. And I'm going to get these two to hopefully you can see there's some high ground up here, but I need to run them up. So what I'm going to do is run up Jens. So let's put Jens up here. I wonder if Jens is short for Jensen. And we're also going to move up Charlie, and he's going to sit behind. We'll put him behind. Actually, you know what? You shouldn't really bunch people up together in this game, but because we're kind of concealed with the little hooded icon here on the characters, it means that they don't know where we are, so I can kind of get away with it. What I want to do as well is, if I can, I'm going to move up Minna, so that's the objective.
-15, you're near the target position.
Yep, thank you very much for pointing that out. And I'm also going to move Brad into this cover here. So there's 2 types of cover in this game. You've got hard cover, or full cover, and half cover, which is simulated by the full shield and the half shield. Hard or full cover basically gives you the idea that if you get shot, you've got more chance of not getting hit. Okay, so they're just stood there, so that's great. What I'm going to do is move these guys up onto the... The idea is I want to try and do a flank if possible. But at the same time, I don't want to leave myself exposed. So I'm going to, if I can, run up with this guy here.
I'm on the move.
So Jens can run up to the top. And then I'm going to put him more or less bang on this corner. So he's got cover from the left and also cover from the right. And it puts me in a good position to maybe lob a grenade down. Because once you become unconcealed, you then have to deal with everything else that comes associated to it. Now, I'm trying to think, do I want to move down and try and flank these guys? Because, by the way, it's weird the way sometimes the pathing works, because it'll try to find the least obstructed run to go on. And in this case, as you can see the lies that are popping up there, it means that I will reveal myself, which is never a good idea. So what I'm going to do is drop down to this level here with this guy. So Charlie can run here. Drop down, and then I'm going to move my character up to... Do I move him up to here? Ideally, I like to get this direction off, but I'm going to put him in this little light cover here. So that's that. Now let's move a little bit closer with these characters. So if I move you here, move Minna closer. Location. There we go. And then if I can move you up somewhere. It's a bit awkward, some of these, because you want to not be in positions where you can get flanked yourself. And I want to be as close as possible so I can at least do something if I need to move. But I don't know what's over this direction. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to move to this end of the vehicle. Just check to make sure who's down this way. And then I'm going to move to this direction here and get behind this hard cover. And then I'm going to put you on Overwatch. Okay, so that moves that out of the way, so that's the end of that turn. So what I'm going to do, ideally, I want to throw a grenade in here and hit them all. And at least then I'll be able to damage most of them. Now, grenades in this game are very limited on what they can do, so I'll probably only be able to hit 2 of them, I think. And maybe what I'll do is that if I put everyone in Overwatch... So we've put 3 guys on Overwatch. And this could go horribly wrong for me, so we'll find out. They're all in open. So I'm hoping that what will happen is that once I throw the grenade with Minna, the rest of the 3 guys here will shoot when they trigger. And this will end. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to throw the grenade and hit these 2 guys on the left. Just going to make sure I land them both in. It'll do 3 to 4 damage, so it could either kill them or knock them down to 1 health. So let's find out here. So we're triggering. There's a grenade going off. Get 3 damage on each of them. And now this means they should trigger.
We're spotted.
Okay, we're spotted. And this is where the fun begins. Okay, now we're triggering. Okay, we get a hit, which is great. We get a miss. And we get a hit. Nice. Okay. So we've killed 2 out of 3, which I think is actually quite good. And we got some promotions as well, which is brilliant. So we're going to see what he does. He's on his own and can flank it quite easily. He's not actually done anything, surprisingly. So, with Mr. Charlie over here, I'm going to move to this position and I'll have actually a good line of sight to shoot him from. So let's move.
That's affirmative.
We are now able to shoot him with a 76% accuracy chance. Let's take him out. And he is dead. Critical hit, 7 damage.
It's down.
Okay, nice. So that is that pod done with, and he's also getting promotion. And now we just need to move up and see what we can do. Now, one thing you've got to be very careful when you're revealed is triggering pods as you move up. I've got a feeling another group's going to be behind here. That's my kind of... that's what I'm going to get suspected on. I just don't want to be moving up too quickly that I trigger, and then I'm out of moves to move. So what I'm going to do is move up to here. And move to here. And we'll see what goes. Oh, yeah, bollocks. So even though I'm behind cover, I've just triggered them, and they've moved. So this is going to be very difficult. That's one thing I don't like about the pod system sometimes. Okay, so we know they're there. So we just need to move up and put ourselves in position that we can overwatch. Now, what they'll probably end up doing is they'll come up to these corners. They'll try and probably find them in a hard cover. What I probably want to do, though, is put myself in position that they can't flank me. So I'm going to move Minna over this way. I'm actually saying that I can see him, but he's a bit too far away, so I'm going to just overwatch myself up. I don't really want to move him off, but because he gets a height advantage. But at the same time, if I don't move, they could flank round. I'm worried about Brad over here going to get him killed. But I'm going to keep myself up on Overwatch here and wait and see what triggers. Okay, so this is the officer moving. We get a hit, 5. It doesn't kill the officer. That's bad. Oh, God. Oh, he's marked. Oh, no. I think I'm going to lose Brad already on this one. Oh, why has he moved there? He's going to fire, and he's probably going to hit him. Yeah, so I've taken 3 damage. That's fine. I could deal with that if the third one doesn't come round. Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, no. That's fine. Okay, so we need to move. We're going to move Minna into better cover. I think I'm going to move her to here. And that should... I want to kill the officer if I can help it. The officer is probably the more dangerous one, even though the officer's on low health. I could actually throw a grenade, but actually, you know what? I'm going to wait for a minute. I'm going to have to move this guy down off the top here. Because he's a little bit too far away, even though he's in line of sight. He's a little bit too far away to fire, so I need to move him down in order to be able to get a couple of shots off. Or at least do something. But there's nothing really anywhere I can go, so I'm going to have to move down here.
I'm on the move.
And have him jump down off a massive building. Not break his legs. So that's Jen's on the move. So now he's in position. I can move Charlie up as well, but I'm going to have to make sure I move him into cover. And what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to move Brad out. I'm tempted to grenade. Move to here. The thing I'm concerned about, if I don't move and cover him enough, I've got to either try and kill both these guys with the grenade. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Actually, I've got line of sight on all those three, so that's fine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move him around here. Get him out of the way. Yeah, so we'll move him over here. I'm going to lob a grenade. It will kill these guys, and I don't know if they're going to drop anything, but then it leaves me at a spot. If I get the 4 damage, it means that I can at least kill him with... okay, so it's 3, but it has killed the officer, which is fine. Attempt to detect the hit on him to stop him moving, because he's probably the worst one that I don't want to be getting shot at right now. So let's take a fire there. Knock him down. That's him dead.
Target eliminated.
It's actually dropped some good stuff.
Could be something on this one.
Got a promotion. And then I'm going to put him into Overwatch. And him as well. Or maybe if I move him up. No, we're going to move up with Charlie. I want to try and draw fire away if possible and stop him from shooting me, but we'll see what goes off. Because he's going to try and aim... Oh, no.
Damn, that stings.
That's fine. I'll take that. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to move Minna over here to take a flank shot.
Move into designated coordinates.
Let's hopefully get a shot off. 78% chance. And that's a miss. That's not good at all.
Adjusting sights.
That's annoying.
Gonna need to reload soon.
Okay, I'm going to move around this way with Brad.
Moving.
Try and get a flank. If I can kind of get a hit off, it'd be alright. Let's try and see if I can get him. Yeah, okay, got him. Nice. 54% chance, had less chance of hitting, but I still got the kill than Minna, so that works.
Secure. We're not picking up any inbound
Okay, so I just need to
contacts.
plant the charge now. So go on, Charlie, you can take the honours.
Window to act before Advent responds. We need to get those charges planted
Plant the
on
charge.
double.
There we go. 1 exfil charge will do, or X4.
Menace 1-5. Rendezvous at the extraction point. Status confirmed. Squad
There we
is
go.
clear.
Done.
Detonating charge.
Nice, easy. Well, got a couple of wounded, but that's fine. I'll take it. It's a good start. I'm going to give that one. It's a good start. We've got 2 wounded soldiers. It's an excellent rating, which is fine. Sometimes you can't get our missions without getting injured, so that works for me. Very nice. So we arrive back. They've all got promotions, which is great. We do have 2 gravely wounded, though. I don't know why one's longer than the other, but maybe one got shot in the arm and the other got shot in the chest. I don't know how it works. But apparently they're both gravely wounded and it's going to take a long time to heal them. They all got 1 kill, which is absolutely great. Oh no. Elliot got 3. I think there's a cap on, you can't just keep game... I think you can only get 1 promotion at a time, so it doesn't matter how many kills you get. Okay, so Elliot's going to be our specialist.
Specialists deploy.
Okay, that's good. So specialists are the guys that have a little gremlin that falls around. They can be your medic, basically, or your support, in the sense of that they can give you for... There's like 2 different sides. You get your battle medic and you got better combat stuff as well for your like hacking and things. Generally, the first thing I always do is go for the battle medic, just for the simple idea that I want the heals. Okay, I'm gonna have a grenadier.
Surveyors are demolitions experts. The grenadiers.
So that works fine. So Charlie's gonna be the grenadier. Minna is going to be our lovely ranger, and the last one we've got is our sniper. Which is very nice. So generally the idea is after your first mission you get 1 of each. I think it's kind of scripted that way, so you get every 1 of each guy. Obviously I won't be able to use these 2 for a while till they get healed. We're going to get in. We also did get an advanced stock, which is nice from the loot, and we also killed 5 regular troopers, and we also killed 1 officer.
Commander,
which we used.
The ongoing stress of combat can shake up even the
Oh,
best
we got
of
reduced
our
will by
soldiers.
Brad already.
As long as we
Great.
keep them healthy.
Okay,
I'm sure
so
they'll recover
we're into
in
the...
time.
This is like the main hub of your base.
Commander, to the research labs.
Yeah, I'll go to the research lab in a minute. Well, you know what? I'll go there first, and we can kind of go with the rest of it, because it's part of the mission that you've got to do. So we got a research. So we've got a couple of researches you can do early on. It depends what you want to go for. Each one obviously will unlock subsequent later techs. Depending on sort of modular weapons will increase better weapons. Your hybrid materials is more like your armor stuff, and then your alien biotech is researching, I think, for the main mission itself. I think what I'm going to go for, and what I try go for early if I can, is I try to go for the modular weapons, and I try getting that so I can. The first modular weapons will allow me to have stuff that I can upgrade my weapons with that I've got there, but it'll allow me to be able to get better weapons down the line than the actual armor. So I'm going to do this one first. It's going to take 3 days.
I do
That's
find
fine.
that
It's quite
area
quick.
of research to be among the more
So once we've done that one, we'll
intriguing
lean
options
back,
available. We'll
and
begin
now
work
we want to go to engineering. Okay, so this is where we can build stuff. So we've got items we can build. So we got flashbangs, smoke grenades, medics, medkits, not medics.
I can manufacture anything we need in no time.
The biggest one that you want is your facilities. So we've got no engineers at the moment, so we can build things, but it won't really do anything. So if we look at facility,
There's room for us to expand our facilities on board the Avenger, Commander, but we'll need more engineers to clear out space for construction first.
yeah. So at the top, as you can see, we've got power, which is the idea how much power you have in the facility. You also have your supplies, which is like your main currency, and then this is how much you earn in every month. So you earn more credits every month. You also earn credits from completing missions and looting things, but that's like your main income you're getting. You want to try and get as high as possible. So you've got the first one you always have unlocked, and then depending on how they randomize the power coils and how the loot works. So in this case, both the powers here. Which is kind of good actually, because it's not too far down. The last playthrough I ever did, I had them down here, which means it takes longer to get to. Okay, so the main facilities we can get a guerrilla tactics school, power relay, a workshop or laboratory. Now we don't need a power relay yet, but we'll need some quite soon though. We could do a guerrilla tactics school. I'm just trying to think if that might be a good idea to do, simply because of the fact of it gives you the ability to be able to buy, as it says here, the Guerrilla Tactics School will unlock additional skills and benefits for soldiers, including increase the number of soldiers we can take. So your standard is 4, and you get up to 6. It does require 3 power, which would take us up to 9. And then I think the idea afterwards would be to go for a workshop, which is the gremlin thing. So normally what you can do is I'll try and go for the, maybe in the middle here, maybe there. I'm not sure what to do, to be honest. Generally, there's an idea. There's certain facilities that you can use that will benefit other facilities. So, say, for instance, the workshop, if you look at it, it can be staffed by an engineer, and it gives you 2 gremlins that can be sent out to adjacent rooms. So, if I have it built, say, here, I can send out a gremlin to each one of these rooms. But it can't go diagonally. It has to be up or down, so left or right or up and down. So if I have it here, I can only send it left or right or down. Where if I have it here, I can send it each direction. So I might put the tactics school there. But if I'm going to do that, it means I can put the laboratory there. No? Power relay maybe? I will need one. But I probably
Commander,
want
I'm going to need more help on the
can't
engineering
evacuate that
before I
yet,
can
which is
start
really
clearing
annoying.
out some of these other rooms. We should recruit an engineer.
I'm going to have to get an engineer first. I think that's the big one. So we'll have to go to the main bridge, and I can't really, I could try and build something, and I can, and it'll take 20 days. But it depends. I don't want to put something in the wrong space. Might be worth maybe putting the power relay there, but then I feel like I'm getting too much power for what I actually need at the moment. Or do I get the workshop? I don't really know. I do want the guerrilla tactics school, but I want it in the corner so it's out of the way. Because it's not really, it doesn't need to be staffed. So it's something you can kind of put to one side, but I can't do that until I unlock one of these, which I need an engineer for. So I think for now, what I'll do is if I unlock the power, it takes 12 days to do it. And that would give me access to extra power, which is useful. And then I can move stuff later down the line, so we'll do that one first.
Work on the new facility right away, Commander. I'll send word when
Hopefully I
it's up
don't
and
use too
running.
much supplies, because that would be horrible straight away. And let's go to the bridge.
Commander, good to see you on your feet again. Welcome to the bridge, the nerve center of our operation. The aliens have our entire world in their grip. Advent controls everything. Government, communications, industry, not to mention the military. And it's on us to take it all back. Resources and time are tight, Commander. It'll be up to you to decide how to best use both. The ship is yours.
Okay, so now this is where we start flying around.
While
So
we
here we
prepare
are.
for new operations and
We're in
continue our
Central
research,
America,
we can
so
pass
Mexico.
time by
Woo!
scanning at
Or New
sites
Mexico,
like
as they
this
call
one.
it, weirdly enough.
On your
Although it
order,
has
we'll
a bit of
start
Texas
our
there as
scans on
well.
the surrounding area. Commander, one of our resistance
Oh yeah,
contacts
engineers,
just
that's
tipped us
definitely what we
off to a
need.
site
Cool.
that may be worth investigating.
Yeah, so we can do that for the time being. So, Commander, after our recent success, a member of the Resistance in New Mexico have brought us report activity of investigation. I think this is also a scripted one. You always seem to get a engineer very early because you need one. So this will take 4 days to get. So we'll investigate that.
New course.
So let's have that working away.
Commander, the Avengers' remote scanning capabilities will help us search the area for clues or other resources. It's
Okay,
going to
that's
take
not
some
bad.
time, though. We've got a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, so looking off, I've started in the US. There is a perks and that for each area that we're in. So we start here. Let's get this scanned. So 4 days. We'll see what happens. So a power facility will be done in 6 days after that.
Outcome of
Ooh, we've got the new research. Let's have a look.
Further our advances,
So we've got the modular weapons research. So that's good. So now we've got that one. We can actually go for, if we wanted to ahead of time, the magnetic weapons. But as you can see, it's going to take 28 days, which is quite a long time. So I think what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to research the hybrid materials. And I think this would give us the body armor that you can put onto onto our guys so they don't die as
I
easily.
foresee a number of
It's 3
valuable
days. It's not too bad, and I think
applications
we'll
stemming
go
this
from there. After that,
technology.
we'll go for next.
I'll have a report assembled as soon
Okay,
as the
so let's go
research
back
is
on here and continue. So one more day. Okay, there we go. So we've got our engineer.
Now that we have more staff
fly
on
back
the
to
engineering
HQ.
team, we can start clearing out space for new facilities, Commander.
Right, so
We
we've got
should keep looking for
2
more
options for
recruits,
this.
though. We'll need them to staff the facilities.
Okay,
once
supplies
we-
there. We'll have a look at that in a minute. So if we go back now into our little base, there's 2 options we've got. We can put our engineer onto here, and she will. Oh, yeah, Lucy will decrease the construction by 50%, which will give us 4 days. So we'll get the new power supply, or we can go for this one over here. This one. Because this one gives you 24 once we do it. This one gives
Commander,
35.
so far I haven't seen anything critical.
And
around
if
the
we do
alien
that, it'll
components
take
left over in this area.
5 days to excavate,
If we clean this
which I
stuff
think is a
out,
lot better
we could
use of the
probably
engineer's
use this
time.
space for a new
Because we
facility.
don't need the power at the moment, we need the space so I can build a guerrilla tactics school so I can then start getting some of the upgrades from the tactics school. So we'll do this one.
Excavation is underway, Commander, but it's going to take some time to get all
Yes,
this
that's
stuff
fine. 5
cleared
days
out.
is not long. It takes longer the further down you get. It's like there's more debris and stuff to clear as you get down if you look. So I think down here gets like 25 days potentially, unless you've got like more engineers. So we've got that one, so that's cool. So let's go back to our little overview. We're going to go to the stadium now, and we're going to try and get some more supplies. It doesn't really say how many supplies you get though, so I think it's like a random amount. More supplies the better, obviously, but we'll see how we play with that. So it's not too bad at the moment. We'll get hybrid materials. That's done. So that's good.
Predicted this outcome.
Okay.
Though it is.
So this is where we get the nanoscale. So this will give us the extra armor for our guys. We can't do plated armor yet because we need the alloys. We can't do. So we're really forced to actually go and do alien biotech because I don't want to waste the time trying to get the magnetic weapons yet. When I can, because it'll take too long, and it means that I'll get behind research for other things. So we'll go for the alien biotech.
I had assumed you'd make that research a priority, Commander.
So
I'll
that's
notify
fine.
you as
We'll
soon
do
as the
that.
report is available.
Let's keep going.
Commander,
Okay,
as
so
the
we've got
resistance
a new
continues to
guerrilla
grow,
op
we'll have a better
tactic to
chance
go
of
for.
finding openings to
Target.
strike back at Advent. As it is, we've already identified a potential target to disrupt the aliens' operations in this region. Our window of opportunity is limited, so we'll have to move fast.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. So as far as where with these, it's an option that you've got. If you don't take them, you'll lose them, and then there is some negative effects for doing it, for missing out on them. I think as you unlock more sectors, you actually get more of these targets that pop up. That two, I think, are like a maximum of 3, and you've got to choose. And the other 2 you can't do, but they also have negative effects associated with them. But we'll get to that when we show it. So we'll go through the review of the target. So this one is a Operation Manic Jester. We will have to hack a workstation in Advent facility. It's quite easy by the sounds of it, and we get a reward of an engineer. Although it's named, oh no, doctors. Yeah, I guess doctors could be engineers, could be doctors. So that would give us 2, which would be quite useful, to be honest, early on. I do like getting a scientist, but scientist is only useful if you have also a laboratory. So maybe that's why it's not an option. But well, we're going to crack in with this one. So let's go to New Mexico.
Setting course for Mexico.
Right, yo. So I like to remove everyone to begin with just to see what I've got available to me. We still can't use Charlie or Brad because they're both still gravely wounded. So we're going to have to take, I believe, we could actually just take the other 4 rookies we have and get them all leveled up. But what I try and like to do is at least take someone who's got some abilities. Although maybe might not do that early on. What do I do? You know what, I'll take this sharpshooter and I'll take the rest of the rookies. So we'll go for Juan. We'll go Hitamo. Is it Hitomi? And we'll also go for Molly. So I'm just going to go down the list, really. Now we can buy. Okay, so the different ones here. There's a flashbang and a medkit. The flashbang and the medkit I usually say are quite useful. The smoke grenade is good for boosting defense, but it's useful for obviously whoever's in it. So obviously, as it says there, friend or foe. What is it? 35 supplies. So I can actually buy one of each, I think. No, no, I'd just be short by 10 points, I think. So I'll go for the flashbang and I'll go for the instant medic. Oh no, I can actually go for the flashbang, so I could get a smoke grenade, so I could get them all. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to take the smoke grenade in. I tend to not use it. But what I'm going to do, so with the sniper, I'm not going to give them anything. They can just take the grenade. I'm going to give a flashbang to this guy. And I'm going to give a medic to a first aid, a medkit to Hitomo. Again, if I pronounce names wrong and I butcher them, I apologise for it, but yeah, I might get used to it. Ikeda, O'Reilly, it's very Irish. Diaz and Olsen. Okay, cool. So we get an engineer, so I think we're good to go. Can't really do anything else. We could actually upgrade a rifle, I think it is, if we wanted to. So there is an upgrade we can actually put on, which is mission shots do damage. But right now, I don't really like using them to begin with. I guess I could put it on one of the weapons just for the sake of it. Just for the sake of if I miss a shot, at least I still get the damage hit. So I'm actually going to put that on quite early, I think. So if we put it on this one, this is an advanced stock, and missed shots do damage. So it'll actually be 2 damage. This is actually one better than the other one, which is fine. So I'm going to put it on this one. You can't remove them; you'll lose them if you do. But that's good for a weapon early on, so which would be nice. So at least we know if we need to kill someone, we'll use Juan Diaz here to take the shot. So let's get in.
Sky Ranger deployed.
Medic, ready to deploy.
We're seeking every possible outlet to gain information on the aliens' latest project. And in this case,